Dave, and I'm in a slightly darker environment than you might be used to because I waited for evening to fall so that you could see the Christmas. There we go, I've switched to a slightly more intimate angle now. Oh, so now we can see one another better. Don't worry, I can't see you at all. It is mid-December at time of recording, which means that 1 year ago, this very day, I was working on a big Zelda Ocarina of Time medley called Ocarina of Time with Lyrics by Brentalfloss and myself, and I'm sure you've heard it, and if you haven't and you are a Zelda fan, then you would enjoy it. It is thus. You should click the box that I just put there and you should watch us do the song. In the intervening year, there have been lots and lots and lots and lots of comments about and on the video, and several of you have noticed lots of things that I didn't expect you would notice, and several of you have not noticed lots of things that I thought you would notice, and very few people seem to have noticed absolutely everything that we hid inside there, all the little references to Zelda music and so on. So, I thought I'd take you through the original file, and that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to take you through the whole song and explain why we made the decisions we made and why we chose to put the things in that we did and exactly how we did it and so on. Now, this is only part of the original file, it's actually several files, and I'm going to make my chair taller. Whey! The song is quite episodic, I'm sure you'll agree, and that was how it was recorded. So here what we have is the intro, and here is how the intro go. Well, as you can hear, this is Zelda's Lullaby. Now, to give you a little bit of backstory on this bit, very early on, before we'd done any sort of composing and all we had was the vague sense that we were going to use the music from Ocarina of Time and write words to it, Brent had a quite clear idea of how the song, and indeed the video, was going to start. The lyrics were slightly different in that first draft, but I'm sure you'll recognise them from the block of text he sent me, which went, "I'm so bored, time to sheathe my sword. Why is this game so damn adored? Everyone says it's so much fun. X hours in, I don't think we'd decided on 12 at this point. I quit, yeah, I'm done." And here's where the lyrics deviated from what you're used to. "Zelda in 3D does not appeal to me. Hashtag Ocarina of Time." So if we were to call up the tune, I'm sure you'll recognise how it fits the lyrics. I'm so bored. Time to sheathe the sword. But when we get to the end, you will notice, as I'm sure you noticed when you heard the song, that we changed it a bit. This is what Zelda's Lullaby really goes like. I'm sure, when Brent wrote the lyrics that he sent me, he knew that tune and was writing to that. Zelda in 3D does not appeal to me. Hashtag Ocarina. I'm sure Brent wouldn't have gone Ocarina in the final song. He's happy to play around with the rhythm of things if it fits the words better, as one should. No, the reason we changed it, and it was me that changed it, wasn't because I didn't think the lyrics quite fit the tune there, it was because I simply got it wrong. I don't know whether it was because the lyrics suggested something to me, or whether it was just that for some reason my brain just conflated two different Zelda tunes. I don't know how it happened, but when I was reading those lyrics, I honestly thought that the Zelda's Lullaby tune ended the way this tune does. So I heard, "Zelda in 3D does not appeal to me. Hashtag Ocarina of Time." And having heard that, it kind of stuck in my head, and I rather thought that that was how it ought to go. That, of course, was the theme tune to Kakariko Village, which originated in A Link to the Past on the SNES, as did Zelda's Lullaby. For whatever reason, those two tunes kind of crunched together in my head, not because I thought it was good, or because I thought it was being clever, or because I was thinking about it at all, but simply because that's how, in that moment, I mistakenly thought they went, and thus was born what I think to be rather a good little mashup.
I'm so bored, time to sheathe the sword. Why is this game so damn adored?
And so, as a result, in the final song, we have here the Zelda's Lullaby tune.
12 hours in, I quit. Yeah, I'm done.
Moving into the Kakariko Village.
Like Zelda more before the 64.
And all because I simply just got it wrong. And at this point I shall direct you to click on the box if you're interested in hearing my original demo for this section, because all the way through this song I kept sending little demos to Brent of what I thought the song would sound like, just little bits of it here and there, and he would say, yeah, that sounds good, or that sounds okay, but here's a better idea. A lot of the time I was doing his voice in the demos, so you get to hear me doing a sort of a dodgy kind of an accent. I wasn't exactly trying to do an impression of Brent, you understand, but I was doing an American accent and I'm not very good at it, and so you'll gain some amusement out of that. Listen. I quit. Yeah, I'm Done. Zelda in 3D does not appeal to me. Hashtag Ocarina of Time. Couple of things you'll have noticed there. One is that there is a piano backing. That's what I used to compose the song. I wasn't just making it up as I went along. So I would compose it on a piano roll like this, and then I would try and match it as closely as I could afterwards, or embellish it if I had a better idea with when I was recording the a cappella afterwards. So here, for instance, if I play you the a cappella for the very last bit, you'll probably see how the notes roughly match it. See that? And then if I mute the voice tracks but turn on the sound for the piano track, you'll hear what it sounded like as I was composing it, which is this. And the other thing you might notice is that I said Ocarina of Time, not Ocarina of Time, even though in my accent and Brent's it's pronounced as Oc. Well, that was simply because at the time I thought all American accents pronounced it as Ocarina, and I was wrong about that, as Brent taught me that day. What happens next in the song? Well, if you know the song, you know. It do this.
Of
Stop! It's me!
Before you say something you might regret.
But stop! What music is this, Zelda fans? I'm sure you know.
Of course, it's Hyrule Field, that central hub of the game, and the one tune we were duty-bound to use in our medley. However, it was extremely difficult to adapt into a song and to write lyrics to, and you will find out about all of that in part 2!